Hello viewers, you're most welcome to yet another episode of Soaring with Eagles. We're always happy to have you on board. And if you're watching by YouTube, subscribe to our Manifest TV channel. We also want to tell you that you should inform a friend, call a friend, let them know that Soaring with Eagles show has begun. So tonight on Soaring with Eagles, we are honored to host a remarkable leader, mentor and passionate advocate for youth empowerment in Uganda. She serves as the Special Presidential Assistant on Skilling and Education and is the Director of the Presidential Initiative on Skilling the Girl and Boy Child, a transformative initiative that is equipping young people with practical skills, restoring hope, and creating pathways to self-reliance and national development. Her work continues to inspire thousands of young Ugandans to rise beyond limitations, to discover their potential and embrace the power of faith, discipline, and purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Faith Mirembe Katana to Soaring with Eagles. You're most welcome to this show, Doctor.
Thank you, Pastor.
Yes. So I want to start by asking, who is Dr. Faith Mirembe Katana beyond the titles and public office, and what experiences in your early life shaped your passion for education and skilling?
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be on the Manifest TV, and yes, Soaring with, because I love the theme.
Yes.
And so Faith Katana, I'm a mother of 10, was married to Mr. Katana James for 43 years, but he went to be with the Lord some few years ago, 2024 to be exact. And I am a mother, was a wife for that long. I'm a grandmother of big ones, 22-year-olds. And I'm a teacher by profession and elementary teacher of small ones. So that is the Katana, you know. What could have shaped me, I think, are joining it together with my upbringing. I'm in the middle of 7 children.
You're a middle child.
I'm a middle child. I don't know what that means, but somehow I thank God I was not of any attention, like the firstborn or the lastborn.
Yes. So you're there. You get lost in the.
I was a very independent person, but also were brought up by parents that feared and loved God. My father, my late father, Kanoneri Rutanyoka George, and my mother, who's still alive, Gertrude Rutanyoka. She made it 100 years this year.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It is the way we grew up, in the knowledge and the fear of God, not the religious way, though we belong to the Church of Uganda or Anglican, whatever, but we were not brought up as that. They were a God-fearing people, the people who established us in principles, other than doctrines and dogmas of religion. And what shaped me so much was especially my mother. My father was more or less of a prophet and a church planter. He'd mobilize these herdsmen. We are of the cattle keeping people. So he'd be moving, gathering them to be in one place at the same time, preaching to them. They'd get saved, and a home would become a church. So, and he had such faith, such great faith, of where we went to a very rural place, and he said this will be transformed. And before he left, it was completely transformed. Then my mother was this kind of person, you've got to know everything. You would not say, I don't know this or I don't know that. And also we learned not to be tired. You do and work and work and work and finish and go to bed. So that's what shaped my life. One, it was being established in God, in the knowledge and the fear of God, and in the principles of God, knowing that sin, not that it takes you to hell, but it degrades your value. So we knew that you do sin, you have degraded yourself. I think that is what shaped me, and also the work we used to do at home. Exactly, the work ethic that we used to do. For example, when you talk about skilling and education, it wasn't like really my passion was education. Actually, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a doctor because I love finding out. I have an inquiring and questioning mind. So these things of say knitting, weaving, we have come to learn the terminologies now that I'm in skilling. But my mother would make you do sweaters, you'd weave baskets, you'd weave, milk pot lids.
Yes.
We will craft out, tablecloths. That was embroidery. So I've come to know weaving embroidery because I'm in the skilling, and those are the skilling.
So what you're doing when you are young.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, so now I've just put a name to that. But we were hardworking. You had to be diligent, you had to be resilient, you had to be, so that shaped me.
Yes.
And as you asked about my experiences, so what shaped my love? So it wasn't really about education, it was about learning. For me, it was about learning. That's why I preferred science and maths, because you can work out something and you get out a product. You can find out something. So I wasn't like passionate about skilling or education, but about giving knowledge, acquiring and giving knowledge. That is actually my passion.
Doctor, what challenges helped to build your resilience as a woman leader? Did you face any challenges all through your work experience? Would you like to tell us a bit about your where you worked?
One, as I've told you, I am a teacher by profession. And when my father decided that we go for teaching, we girls, because they didn't have a lot. Actually, they didn't have anything. These are the people who accepted Christ, and their families made them like outcasts because they are going to eat abominable things like beans, like chicken. It's going to kill their cows. But that led them into knowing God and being baptized and being confirmed. And there was somewhere where they were joining together of such character who were pushed out of their homes. And that was late Eric Archbishop Sabit, who was our first Archbishop in Uganda. They would gather there. So even when they got married, my father and my mother, they didn't even have a chicken.
They had nothing.
They had nothing. They just went, they were wedded, they came and cooked their kachai, and that's how life started. So we didn't like grow up with so much. Actually, we had so little, if at all there was. And I thank God for that, because I do not lean so much on having things or not having them. And it wasn't like even we felt like we lacked something. No, it was a transition. From having nothing to have a chicken, to have a cow, to have then a house, then what have you. And so that shaped me in the way of hard working. And again, the resilience, still, it is what is instilled in you when you are young. We used to trek like 6 kilometers to and fro going to the next school from home. After chores, you've done all the home chores, you've milked the cows, you have fed them, you have brought water, then you run. And you have to be at the school of 6 kilometers away by 8. We had a very tough headmaster. And as life has it, the grandchild of that headmaster, who was very tough, is my daughter-in-law, who's married to my son. Yes, he was called Mr. Kalan, but he'd make sure we'd be there. So you've got to get up at 5 You do the chores. By 8, you have run to the school of 6 kilometers away from you.
It's very difficult for us to relate with what,
especially like you, who were brought up here at the university,
Yes.
and that is the life you know. So, and then even when you come back from school, you've got to still do the chores. You've got to fetch firewood, you have to cook, you have to milk the cows, and then you rest for the night, and at 5 you wake up. So I think that resilience, that diligence, that not feeling you're tired or you are being hardened, what has really made me that even, and again, I think about when you talk about women leadership, I look at things differently. Whether a woman or a man, the fact that we are all created in God's image, functioning and expression. So somehow I'm not so much in women emancipation. I'm looking at everyone without bias of gender, in what God created them to be. And I believe that each one is a leader in their category. And I wouldn't say as a woman leader, I'm looking at a leader. One thing I want to assure you, as a cattle keeper who grazed, that means you have to find good pastures for the cows.
Yeah.
You've got to find, and that area in Yabusho's where we went, there was no water. So sometimes it would be so dry. Then you have to look for good pastures. Whether it is in 6 kilometers, you've got to go there. And you have to look for the water as well, so that they are real, well-nurtured, well-furnished. So as a cattle keeper, as a pastor, pastoralists, it's not even about you. If it rains, it's about them. If it's a drought, it's about your animals, the well-being of your animal.
Did you keep on moving?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
But not like shifting from place, but at least you walk and look for them pasture. So that one brings you to really being a leader, responsible. It's not about you. It's about who you are taking care of. It's about the responsibility that you are given, to be diligent in it, to be accountable, to be faithful in it. So you are with your cows, it will rain on you. You'd get out with them in the morning and you come in the evening, you have not even taken anything.
But it's about the cows.
It's about the well-being of these animals. And when they are even feeding, and you feel good when they are feeling good. So you could get very good leaders from cattle keepers that grazed. There are cattle keepers that didn't graze, so they don't know all those hustles. Or maybe they are in paddock, so they go home and eat. For us, we would go. So even eating to us was not a big deal.
Yes. Wow. So why is killing such a critical issue for Uganda today?
Now, still, I'll go back to what you questioned and I wrap it together. First of all, I'm trying as an individual, and which I pray that the church knows our place. The church, I'm talking about the people of God, not about the denominations or different religions. There is a word that in the Bible, and I also want to pass this one on. I do not take the Bible as a book for Christians. It's principles that created the whole nature, and principles that still uphold everything in nature not to get out of its place. So I look at them as principles other than religious or spiritual connotations there. And so I want to bring this out when you talk about skilling or educating or anything. It's just, first of all, the question, I'm trying to say that we come out of religiosity. And when I'm talking about religions, I'm not talking about Catholicism, Islam, Pentecostalism, Anglicans, or whatever. I'm talking about when we take out of God's principles and want to put in our dogmas, which you can say, this is what it should be, do this, don't do this, do. Yet there are those things that God put there. If you take this way, it will be well with you. If you take this way, and it isn't that He's going to curse you, But it's like if it is raining here and you step here, you stay here, what will happen to you? It will rain on you. And if you go where it is not raining, will it rain on you? So I look at it that way, that if we are within the principles of God, there are those things that will automatically come to us. Yeah. So I'm like moving away from religiosity and spirituality, that kind of thing, to ask first of all, why did God create man? I ask that question. And people say to worship him, to praise him. Say what? So when we go to, say, Genesis chapter 2, we find that before everything grew, even the herbs came to be, God had not caused it to rain because there was no man to till the land. That's verse 5. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was no man to till the ground. Meaning that really there was a cause. There was a need.
There was a need for man to come in.
Thank you very much. So God goes out and creates this man, and creates him in his own image, that he can create, but also he can be, to be and to do. So then when he finishes, he breathed in him his own part in the man, and he becomes. Then he leaves the man, he creates the garden. He plants the garden, eastward of Eden, and he brought this man and put him in the garden. Remember, in the garden, when you read, it has all the resources that man needed to use. And here we actually don't see him giving them tools. But the trees were there, and man learned to make a chair out of it and sit on it, and the food to eat, and the flowers, beautiful for eyes. And then we also see in verse 15 that, and then God took the man he had created and put him in the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. So that God didn't, when we talk about worship, it's not in songs and arabashindirias and prayer and what have you. It's about work. So I don't think that skilling is like skilling. It is crafting out something. It is really work. Which now maybe I could answer your question about our education system. That we are focusing so much on certifications, and we have seen people with degrees and masters and PhDs, and even when they go there, they study so that they can be employed and then get better remuneration and that kind of thing. But I really find that God created man to work, and working is not like laboring we are doing with these jobs, but that you form something, you create something, and you put an environment where something also can flourish. Because after creating, first thing, he also created the environment. So when we are talking about the leadership and the skilling and the education, is about giving knowledge, which actually is not new, because in each one of us there is a gift and a talent that God put. I believe in being planned and for. That is when he said, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and the rest shall be added. Meaning that before you came to be, as we read, because now I'm talking actually to the church, but also to the people of God. Because I know everyone is a people of God. They all worship God in their settings, in their faiths. Whether in wrong or what, but they believe they are worshiping God. And I believe that God hears them. So, if God put someone there, there is potential in them to do, to work, to create, to be. And He didn't create us to be poor.
Yes.
Never. And even when we, of course, our parents, they came and they said, "Deviance no mshenyi." The things of the world as sand, which was okay at their time, at their point, because they were holding on to things. But now when they say it is sand and there is something more profitable, they did not hold on to them. They actually let go and used what they have to preach the gospel. And then, like my father, I'm telling you, when he arrived in a place which was not habited, and he prophesied that we'll have schools there, we'll have the masanyaras there, when actually the electricity was in Mbarara, and this was about 6 hours away from Mbarara. Said we shall see the electricity there, we'll have a secondary school there, we'll have a parish church there, and we started that church with my mother in Kashrab, which we cleaned, but now that is the president, the church that Mama came and revamped, and that is the church of the president. It was started by my mother.
Did your father see the church before you?
Oh yeah, he died recently. Everything he had prophesied, everything was there. Was there, the secondary school is there, the beautiful primary school is there, the most beautiful church is there, the centers are there, the trading centers, because when my father came in, he took a chunk of land. And when they were saying that there is no land for secondary and what, he gave one of the, I think like 2 square miles, he gave it to be for the development of the land. He gave it out. So in that, I found when he prophesied and worked. So it wasn't like, hey, we preach this and this. He worked. He helped these people to see the truth, and he helped them to study. And we taught. We taught when we were young, taught those who had come to salvation to be baptized. We taught them to read and write when we were very young. So as I'm saying, really, and I'm praying that today's young people, and as an elementary teacher, that is from nursery to P7, what you put in a baby, what they learn when they are young, will never depart from them. This is by experience. I have seen it from my parents, what they put in us, and when we grow up, we have put it in our children, and our children are putting it in their children, and things are completely different.
Wow.
So, still I come to now work. So the potential is already in you. Now, when you are in line or you are in sync, because I believe that when God says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, He's saying, be in line with me, be aligned. If you are aligned in my way of doing things, if you are aligned in my way of judgment, then you walk in the path that you are going to find everything I pre-planned for you there. So our education system came...
Does it have gaps?
Absolutely. Big time. That's why they are saying we are poor in such a very, very rich country. It's a shame. And the church, I really want to commit us that we are doing it wrong. Because we are supposed to be the light. Isn't that what we sing every day? Meaning we are the guiding, we are the pathfinders. Because we should know the principles of God and apply them ourselves so that even others can. And also develop people's potential, bring out that God's potential in people. That even when we want to get involved. So, of course, the education we adopted was clerkship. To study to help someone with their jobs. Up to date. God did not create us to do jobs. He created us to work. And work, there is creativity. In work, there is crafting out something. In work, there is something that you are going to make and benefit another as it benefits you. But today we are in a situation that is about me. Even when I'm called for this job, I'm looking at what am I going to gain. It is my gain first, rather than what am I going to benefit others. So from the beginning, we were taught what was inculcated in us, as in me, it was really to be a benefactor rather than a beneficiary. But today you see government government, we have become beggars and beneficiaries. But no one is opting out to be a benefactor. So I think God created us to do that. When he said, be fruitful, meaning the tree is already there. But you have to process and make a product out of that. And after getting fruitful, say multiply it. Now, can you multiply this cup of tea? And you have 10 here. Are you going to drink all of them? So when you multiply this cup of tea into 10, where is that other cups going to be?
They're going to be given to others.
Absolutely. So he said, after multiplying, distribute. And after distributing them, you're also replenishing. You are restoring. And it is when you distribute, and then your standards are even much better than any other person, that before you know it, you have created your own market. Because I'm going to say, who does you look so gorgeous.
Okay.
You have a beautiful makeup, beautiful demeanor, and sorry, I'm lazy at makeup. And even when I put it, I will sweat. But then I would come and say, who does that makeup? It is so even, it is not too much, it brings out your real beauty. And then you tell me it is Joyce. Then the next time I want some good makeup, where do I go? Joyce. And my friends are going to see me and say,
yes,
who did that for you? I say, Joyce. Before you know it, Joyce starts actually telling people, please make appointments.
exactly.
And what she charges, you are going to give. Why? Because you love the product. So when we are talking about skilling and what, we better, under the education gaps, we better bring an education system that is going to bring out people's potential, so that these same people are going to create an environment, or even bring their account also to bring it to its potential, and use what God has already given us. For example, I'll be mixing up things. I'll start, for example, the president has always told us to move to the money economy, which is the middle class. Now, the middle class, by the way, set pace for development. Not the first class, not the lower class. Anything we need to...
Doctor, we might have to go into a break right now.
All right.
And then when we come back,
yes,
we'll continue.
Okay. Hope I remember where we stopped from.
Yes. Then you show us the products of the skilling.
Yes, because it's about our education, our education and the gaps.
Yes.
So we'll stop from there on the gaps and what needs to be done. Then I'll bring in the skilling initiative.
Okay. So viewers, we'll be right back after this break.
You think you've seen glory. You have only glimpsed the horizon.
And we are looking for a certain anointing on earth. She's anointed. When it comes to being a mother, she is a mother. When it comes to being a wife, she is a... When it comes to being a businesswoman, she's one of the best.
My Great Price, Season 8, June 13th, 2026, at the Phaneroo Grounds in Nakuru.
My name is Margaret Nagawa, representing Britam Life, the newly born baby on market. Are you there and you're wondering where and how to invest your monies? Come and be with us on 13th June at Phaneroo Grounds. We shall be there to take you through the different savings and investment options and how you can take advantage of them. See you there.
Manifest TV, Christ revealed.
Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Soaring with Eagles. Please tell a friend to tune in and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, my guest today is Dr. Faith Mirembe Katana. Now, Dr. Faith, of course, we were talking a lot about the skilling initiative, but many young people today have a certain mindset. They feel like they need to go to the university, they need to go to certain kinds of levels of education. So what would you tell a young person out there who feels that skilling, this skilling initiative is inferior to them?
Well, like I was saying earlier, let's first of all look at the policy that is about the education policy. And as we were saying, the one that we adopted was to help people, to help those who were working, especially the colonialists, to help them with their work. And even when they left, we continued with that kind of mindset, that you work to look for a job. So whichever job at whatever level is labor.
Yes.
It's not work. And what the education system is trying to now redo is when they want to put again skills in the normal, in the formal, where although in the curriculum, although still they need to work hard about it. That of when the president is talking about us to move to the middle class and the money economy, and it brings in the farmer and brings in the industrialist and brings in education. If these three could move together, it would change our mindset a lot. And also to go back to where I started, that God created man to work, and work was just creating something and putting something in place. So when you come to, I use the presidential initiative for skilling a girl and boy child to address this area as we're talking about it. The presidential initiative for skilling the girl and boy child actually started as a girl child skilling, but eventually said, how about a boy? And it was out of the frustration of the president seeing that the education system was not catering for the youth so much, and everyone who doesn't have a university degree or an S6 or a diploma, they were counted like they don't matter. So when he started this, he said, those who have no help. And he created it most importantly for the most vulnerable, especially in the city center, like the ghettos. Because those youth, they were using their power and their strength, when you are young, to riot, to cause most things, to destroy. And also, so when he started, it was to cater for those that they can come out and they be productive, and they get out of the vices. They are drug addicts, they are robbers, they are murderers, they are prostitutes, and such vices. So he wanted to bring them on board, that they can also be productive. Yes. Also, it was to curb the criminality in Kampala. And if you notice, since we started, I came in 2022, although the skilling started in 2017, but when we came in, we actually made sure that it was the ghetto, the street kids that we bring more than any other who are better off. And you would be surprised to find a child of 16, very hopeless, and a single mother. Others are in drug addicts, the boys, and in theft. But when they came on, when I came in, I found skills for girls and my team, skills for boys, centers for girls, and we mix them up. Because of the upbringing, my mother, there was no work for the girl or for the boy. Whatever you find, you'd do. So I applied it. Boys who want to go bakery, go. Girls who want to do construction and motor mechanics, go. And that really did a lot. People found their way. And so now, as we start, because we give them free lunch, we give them all materials, they don't bring anything at all. We have 9 centers where we are carrying out this in all the divisions of Kampala district. We buy them materials, we give them lunch, we buy everything they need. So they just come with their minds and with their hands. And it's interesting that by 3 months, we train them for 6 months. And we follow after the curriculum of Ministry of Education of Level 1 certificate. But I want to tell you, within the first 3 months, someone is doing something. Wow. Which is now, and we change their mindset. It's not about education like those certificates. It's that you are able to craft out something.
So where do it. The instructors from Uganda?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. We have our instructors who were trained as instructors. But as we bring these ones, they perform so well that actually the 90% now over 280 staff are those that have gone through skilling. Why? They understand our people, they understand themselves, and they know the how to make things. When we bring the Chambog and Makarians, they fail and we chase them away because they cannot perform anything. So you find that now, and I pray that really would listen to what the president says, not as a political, but as a leader. When he talks about stop importation of things, stop importation of things, exportation. So we are in value addition. That we, Uganda, we have all it takes to become so rich and make others rich. Yes. We as Uganda, we have the capacity of being both producers and a market. Other than being a market for everyone who has a commodity, say they are ready there to consume. And I pray that we are going to stop being consumers, each one of us, at least produce something. We cannot have any product and you are crying, I'm poor. What are you selling that it's not going? What service are you giving that it's not going? Sincerely, if you don't have any of those two, let's just close our zip up. Because it does not add. You are not doing anything the whole day. And at the end of the day, you say, we are so poor. So what is going to take you out of this poverty? Now, come to Presidential Initiative for Skilling. You are going to boost a farmer. You are going to boost industry. And you are going to produce a product. And you are going to buy that product. Meaning that you have the bargaining power and you have the purchase power. Can you imagine? If I'm not selling, I also have the power to buy it. For example, look at what I'm putting on. I don't know how you look at it.
Looking extremely beautiful.
This is the product of the Presidential Initiative on Skilling, a weaving skill.
Wow.
This is our 100% cotton. And it is made by our own, on looms. Just, when they talk about weaving, people think about hair. But weaving is a skill. The baskets you use, that's weaving. The mats they make, that is weaving. By the way, everything is weaving here. So he's telling about the farmers to come to the money economy. So now imagine a cotton grower. We have 48 million of Ugandans to dress. And we enough market, we want to take to America, which even want to. So imagine you have 48 to dress and we have our cotton. The best cotton, by the way, you can find. And not only that, I think we have some other products that are of weaving. I think there's someone can, yes, the scarves. That as they bring, the president has built an industry. Yeah, so you find this. This is now a different texture from this. And this is a woven, just on a loom. And if you draw close, you find that the texture of that is different from the texture of this. Now we are importing this from Kenya, and the Kenyans are inferior because they have mixed in some polyester. But this is 100% cotton, made by former drug addicts, prostitutes, former alcoholists and murderers. They now have become the, and of course we put our, if in case someone wants a souvenir, yeah, you find that also the texture here and the mix of colors is different. Oh, this on one loom, same machine. You don't take it to those ladies who want to keep their sofas clean. We have, if you draw close, you also find that this is a completely different texture, not computerized. No, someone counting the threads, they have the twill, they have the, and you can take off this, you find this is a mix of, someone would think this is linen, this is our...
This is made in Uganda.
This is made in Uganda. Yes, those that we want to kill them, they are the ones, street kids. Actually, this one specifically, in weaving, we have street kids who were formerly street kids, but they are making so much money. So that is now in weaving. Yes. Although we do a lot, we even do knitting and what have you. But let us go to the farmer, the industry, the consumer, and the producer.
So that
as we move
about the cows.
Yes. So now we come at leather. You have heard the president saying no more exporting raw materials. So he built a tannery industry in Kaumino, our own very, very cows. And I'll show you some of the, so we have also leather design skill.
A beautiful travel bag.
So this is a travel bag, and this is hair on. This is hair on. That means they haven't done the hair, removed the hair, but also down there, there is no, and this is a beautiful travel bag. And if you want to know authenticity, you know I love authenticity. If you check that cow, you can know where it came from, the hide. You see why?
YKM.
KM. That cow came from the president's own kraal. And now he can also eat the meat, drink the milk, and hold the bag. And this is a product of the Presidential Initiative for Skilling and our own leather. For ladies, we have also a hair on, which you cannot get anywhere else. You have this. This is a product of Abatasoma. Those who can't even read or write their names. This is our product. You go to buy Kate Spade, US or Coach, they tell you millions. This is 100% leather. If you get, you find that even we have our logo there, our label. This is a clutch bag, which has hair on, and which has a leather. And this leather is goat. This one is goat leather. Yes. This is the cow, hair on. This is the goat. Because the goat is softer. It is softer than the cow. So this is our clutch bag, which you hold and you at peace.
Beautiful.
Yes, you're at peace with it. Then we come to
the shoes.
Shoes. Talk about go back to school. You know, and yet remember these are done by hands.
Doctor, what are some of the most inspiring transformation stories you have witnessed
First of all, seeing these products is a success story. But someone comes when they don't know a thing, they never studied, they never learned, they cannot even read their names, they cannot even write. But you find that they make such products as you have seen. That is successful. Secondly, it's a testimony that we have got from security officers who say that the way people used to snatch phones on the streets and the crime in Kampala has reduced because we are taking those ones of those such crimes and we are transforming them to be respective, productive, good citizens. Also, the other thing we do, apart from skilling these people, we carry out mindset change programs like ideology and patriotism, where they are taught to love their country and to love themselves. Because you cannot love another unless you also love yourself. So that is also another success story of also taking out of their mindsets that they are studying to go and get jobs. They started to go and get and do work. And most of them, if you had the time, you'd find those who have started their workshops without even giving them anything. But the moment they know they have a skill and that capital, no one can take them off. They go and start their own workshops, salons, shoemaking, garages, so many things. The thing is giving someone what to do, the knowledge of what he can do, and they'll go and do it. Also, we have seen the transformation of those who were drug addicts, who were selling themselves, who were in Siaga, who were just wasting away their lives. Actually, most of them even are instructors.
Wow.
Yes, they are instructing others and they are examples to their fellow people. What we need here is to really get out of the box of what we think education is. Education should be learning other than finishing to get a certification. We have so many. In fact, we have Makererians and those from Chambogo Civil Engineering who are coming and they are joining these who unlearned because they did theory and here they are doing practical. Because 90% of our training is practical. That's why you find that the cost of the instructional materials is high above every other cost that we incur in skilling. So then I also want to us as Ugandans, all of us, to change. When we see China, when we see India, when we see Japan, they do, and especially the Asiatic side, it was the skill, it was the craftsmanship that was really upgraded. It was the bringing out the talents and the gifts these people have that has changed and transformed their economy. It is not the degrees and the certificates. Some of those even don't speak English anyway. You go to, yes, they don't. So who says that you must speak English and you must have a degree? It isn't that I'm really degrading or downplaying knowledge and degrees and PhDs, as long as it can come and solve a problem. So this thing of saying the first choice must be secondary, the second, we can go to vocational and TVET schools so that we can have, and I tell the young people, please, it is okay, you can pursue that degree, but also think about it. At the end of that degree, what are you going to do other than looking for a job? And the jobs, some of them even are becoming obsolete with technologies that are coming up. Now there is this AI, I don't know whether it is for good or for some it will be for good, others because they ask a question instead of someone making a research, they ask AI to give them answers. So also in the technologies we are adapting, let us check, are these technologies going to help us? Are they beneficial? Or are they going to take us out of jobs or out of work? And we can adapt them so that we can work with them. So I request the young people out there, please do not downplay skills. You must get a skill. Look at yourself and say, what can I do with my hands? What can I co-create? What can I create? And you find that it isn't there. So I pray that we will also prioritize skilling, because it brings out your natural talent, your natural potential. And our education system, let us bring out the potential that can help Ugandans to use what God has given us Uganda to put us at that level. Because God has a beautiful plan for Uganda to be a showcasing. We are going to showcase the sovereignty and goodness of God as Uganda if we all put our hearts to it, and also if we look at the programs government is bringing and we go into them, not via Museveni. Most of these young people, especially in the ghettos, we say, if you via Museveni, you are fuzi. But making a shoe like this, and you sell it, so there are things we are putting in our mindsets that are really not, especially the young people. The old people, they are ebbing away, they can go into those things. But young people, please, be guided, have something. Even if we promoted all the products of leather, and we have all the cows and goats and sheep, and also our cotton, even that, look at the chain of things. Definitely Uganda will go to the top. We will dress our country, we will be a market, and we will be a producer. We will give services, we will go to middle class, we will put standards that everyone will bring their standards up.
We have come to the end of the show. I would like you to look into the camera and give your parting shot.
Young people, I want you to know God. That's what has made me. I'm not a religious God, but God who knew you and created you in his own image, whether you are a girl or you are a woman. Know who you are. It's most important. In this case, know who you are. And again, discover your potential. And I call you to come to skilling. Do not hesitate. We'll start enrolling. Even if you have a degree or master's, please come and find that you can do something with your hand and with your head. And you'll find that you do that other than the jobs that tomorrow you'll get away from them. But have the fear of God in you, have the principles of God in you, and please enter the realm where God rules. That is where there is the goodness and peace. If your judgment is according to God's, if the way of God, which is righteousness, you take that, you will never, and you work hard. God created man to work. Please love work. I bless you. God bless you.
You are one of those people that are making sure that many young people are being blessed by this initiative. So viewers, I'd like to thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, may the Lord bless you, expand your territories and borders, lay his hand upon you and keep you far away from evil. Bye.